Campo, so how many players have you taken over to Canberra today?
Yeah, we'll take 25 over there, and then we'll just have a look and see how the game unfolds. But we'll probably like to have a full dress rehearsal, probably play 22, 23, but if anything happens, it will be sort of no risk policy, I guess, going into round one.
So a couple of changes from last week then? A couple of guys will drop out of the squad?
Yeah, well, we get Gibbs and Talia back in, so they're probably the main two that come back in. So they get a good opportunity. They missed last week, so they'll need some game time going into round one.
David McKay, is he playing Sandford tomorrow? Or?
Yeah, he just didn't quite make the trip up. We'll see how he goes on the weekend. Yeah.
And Hugh Greenwood as well, Sandford tomorrow.
Yeah, he'll play tomorrow. Yeah.
Good news for him, I suppose, given his pre-season.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, as we said, we've got a pretty healthy list. Other than probably with Luke Brown with his Achilles now. So going into round one, we're in pretty good shape.
How do you feel about the short break into a trip to Canberra?
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, both teams last week after Port Pirie did an amazing job, really, under the circumstances with the heat. They pulled up really well, so that's a testament, I guess, to the program and the players recovering. So I don't think there's any ill effects. We had a good session yesterday, so the players know this is their last final tune before round one against Hawthorn, so they're ready to go.
Will there be a situation during the game where you look to make sure that some guys get more minutes than others? So, I mean, you might only play 22 or 23, as you said.
Yeah, no, well, the plan at this stage is to make sure we get probably round one minutes into guys. But as I said, if someone's a little bit sore or there's a risk perhaps with that player going to round one, we won't make any, we won't take any risk with those guys.
So someone just sort of sit on the bench and play 20 minutes at the end of that, will you manufacture that sort of?
Oh, well, as I said, it'll just depend, and who it is, what part of the game it is, and we'll make a decision. So we've got enough guys up there that we need, that if we can make a change, we need to.
Is there a sort of buoyancy around the group at the moment, Campo? Because as you said, everyone seems to be fit, which is a change.
Yeah. No, the club's in good shape. We've had a really good off season. They've trained really well. We've got a lot of work into them. We've had 2 solid hit-outs. Last week was really good. We saw a lot of things that we've been working on in the pre-season, so that's good reinforcement for the group. But no better challenge than a team that played in the last couple of prelims. So that'll really give us a good understanding of where we're at going into round one.
Sorry, what does it do for a team having all of those blokes out on the field and seeing even the Talias and the Gibbses now who have been injured coming back? I mean, someone outside a football club, what does that do inside when you see them all on the track and you see them all in the game and they're all there before round one?
Yeah, no, it's a great position for us all to be in. As we said last week, even with the extra players, it was hard from a match committee point of view trying to get them in. It was even harder this week to try and get it down to even 23. So, but the group understand where we're at. The group understands it's a long season, and what we have got is guys that, if there are injuries for whatever that may be, that we've got guys ready to play AFL footy that'll come in and we won't lose too much. So there's good buoyancy around the club. That doesn't mean anything at this stage, but it gives us a good mental approach going into round one.
What are you expecting from Talia?
Well, we expect what Tales does. He's a great defender. He'll probably match up, I guess, on Jeremy Cameron at stages, so that'll give him a good test to see where he's at physically going into round one. But he's done an outstanding job to get back to be available for now, and then getting into round one, we'd probably, fingers crossed, he'd be ready, but we're pretty confident now that he'll get through.
So does he need to get, I mean, he obviously needs to get through, but does he need to do anything out of the ordinary to make sure he's right for round one, or is it just...
Nah, it's just for him, just game time and make sure he gets through. He's played a lot of footy now, and obviously a quality key back for us, so going into round one against Hawthorn, he'll be pretty important for us.
At this stage is good.
Yep.
If he gets through, this stage is fine.
Got another opportunity for Chase Jones this week?
Yeah, we'll have another look at him. We like what we see in Chase. It gives us another element where he can sort of play midfield, wing and forward. Good runner, tough. You were seeing a couple of the hits he did last week. So, the group rates him really highly, and so do we as a coaching group. So it'll be good to see against another quality opposition, and hopefully give him a bit more game time than what he had last week.
And Riley O'Brien's making the trip. Is there a thought you could play 2 ruckmen, or still is he primarily there as an emergency for tomorrow's game?
Yeah, we'll wait and see. Once again, see how the game unfolds. But primarily, we probably still think that Source is probably just edging him at the moment. But we'll make that decision going into Hawthorn. But at this stage, we'll try and get minutes into Sam. And once again, if there's no risk policy on him, we'll maybe see a bit of Riley as well.
And Jordan Galucci, where's he at the moment?
Yeah, no, he's still training. No issues there. He's still trying to get back on and force his way back in the team for us.
Play tomorrow night at the Stanford trial?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think.
Issue? Is that what
yeah, he's had a little bit of foot issues over that. So we just want to make sure he's right. You know, he's a quality guy. Played a fair bit of footy for us. We rate him highly. We just want to see him back and up and going.
And Night's all good to go? Sorry, am I right this morning?
Yeah, no, Night is fine. No, he pulled okay.
And Bryce as well, I mean, just a shoulder. So how much do these senior guys need some game time, you reckon, Campo, before round one?
Oh, well, I guess it's individual based, really. You know, if you talk to most guys, they'd probably like 2 games going in there. You know, we took once again, no risk policy with Bryce last week with his shoulder, so. But hasn't missed a beat all pre-season, so we know we've got the work into him. It's just a bit of match fitness for him, so he'll get a full game tomorrow night.
Have you got a fairly good idea in your mind, Campo, if you were picking the team who the 22 would be for round one?
Yeah, I've got a pretty good idea.
So are there blokes outside that could still push in with the performance tomorrow, or do things have to go wrong for the 22 that you think?
I think there's always a couple of spots, you know, and that are available. But as I said, like even some of the guys that'll play in Sandford tomorrow, they play well tomorrow, and you know, a couple of the guys that play tomorrow night, you know, maybe not have their best games. You know, they come into consideration. That's always the case, you know. So no one's got a real cemented spot, but we've got a pretty good idea of what the 22 will be.
Lockie Murphy has obviously had a couple of good games in the pre-season.
Yeah, he's been outstanding. Like, he's gone to another level. You know, we're particularly that small forward along with Eddie. We need, you know, that bite with pressure up there. And I thought he was outstanding last week against Port with the pressure that he put on, and he just keeps getting better.
So probably just his goal kick is probably the only thing he's probably slowing down right at the moment.
Yeah, well, everyone's got their chink in the armour, so he's working his backside off to get that right as well. But it's not just goals for him; it's what he creates for us as a footy club in that forward half. So
you've told him to trim his haircut as well.
Haircuts is not on my job description, unfortunately.
Is Brad likely to play a full game?
Yeah, well, at this stage, yes. Yeah, but once again, we'll wait and see. But he's fit and healthy. He's as good as he's ever been. He's in a really good headspace, and you know, once again, you saw last week how important he is for us. Looking for a big year from him.
Are you across the new rules now? Are you used to them, and do they change much?
No, well, they don't change much. The rules are the rules, but you know, there's always, I guess, the interpretation in the game. But you know, for the obvious ones, yeah, they're there, and we'll just deal with them.
Do the set positions mean a smaller midfield or a bigger midfield rotation?
No, the rotations don't matter so much. It's probably just the centre bounce. I mean, everyone keeps talking about that. So, yeah, there's some shift in that. But in terms of personnel, it doesn't really make any difference.
Sorry, Campo. The Luke Brown injury, Jake Kelly get first crack at sort of that spot there?
Yeah, he's in the mix. Yeah, absolutely. You know, once again, he's another guy that put his hand out last week. So, you know, Jake. One good thing about Jake is he can play on tall and small, and he's got a great endurance base. So, but he's one that's definitely putting his hand up for that spot.